Hello there, and welcome to episode 25 of EQUALEDBOARD, Season 1 of the World at War, and it pains me to say, but this is the last episode for this season. This fortress is doomed. They're all walking corpses already. The thing is, we've had a weird creature invasion in the last episode, which I handled poorly. What happened was, I was absolutely taking control of poor old One-Hand Ridge, which is now, well, not quite himself anymore. What I didn't handle were one dwarf that obviously already was infected without me noticing at all, so that one would have flew past my radar anyways, and the other guy was a human fighter, which I thought he'd be just leaving town after this incident, but no, he stayed until he transmuted, and here we are now. This is the end. These guys, we have, I counted roughly 8 infected people after this incident. So you see all these wounded people, they're all going to turn into weird creatures very soon. So we are doing the only reasonable thing that a dwarf can do in a situation like that. We're going to entomb ourselves. In all seriousness, what else should I do? The thing is very simple. I really don't have any clue whatsoever how we should contain this. We could, of course, banish the injured, but what would we achieve? We would be spreading that curse even further over the world. And this is how Dwarf Fortress works. Seriously. We would create a lot of curse carriers this way. So today's episode has a very sad duty for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the seal, and I'm going to document the demise of this place during this episode in the best way that I can. Because I really don't know what else I should do for these poor suckers. It is just, yeah. I really feel bad about this, but we can't change it. I've done quite some thinking about it. I can't quite lock them down anymore. There's just too many of them, and we just are not able to stop this from happening anymore. So I'm shutting down the public orders on this one, so dwarves stop working there. I can't seal it off by just making the bridge go down here at the same time too, because the roof ain't done yet. I was considering that, but then I realized the roof ain't done yet, so we can't do this plan either. If I'd be just slamming up the bridges, there would be still a way for the weird creatures to escape from above, which is just not an option. So yeah, we got to do this the hard way. So this is going to be a very interesting episode, and so far as we are going to, for the first time, delete ourselves from existence during one episode. Never done something like that, but we don't have much time, that's all I can say. These creatures will be doing what they're doing, and we can't quite change it. So we need to lock everything that is lying up here, so nobody is accidentally picking up things. There we go. Come on. Then we need those doors. That's gonna be it. So, disbanding these guys as well, because they're too front-loaded. So there we go. More people are being found dead. Let's see. We have giant cockatiels now rampaging through the hospital, showing me at least that we have a weakness in our system. Thanks, guys. I almost would have ruined my tomb. So I need to get rid of this thing though. Alright, somebody's already on it. Here somebody's also already on it. Here's Will. The Countess herself is doing that. It's quite grim, isn't it? Okay. So currently people are still using this passageway here. We're going to slam open the wall so people don't need to use this anymore. That floorboard has been placed down. And now it's only these two doors. Then we're going to seal off this place, and then we're waiting for the madness to happen. So all right, come on, guys, get the doors down. There we go. Good job. So, and so it ends, right? There's a floor ahead of that. So yeah, we're now locked down with ourselves. So yeah, from this point on, it's just going to be now a matter of moon phases, and then yeah. I'm gonna continue the episode once something exciting happens, because right now, well, we're just waiting for them to transform and kill each other. I'll keep you guys posted. And the next full moon came, and yeah, the outbreak isn't as huge as I thought. Many of the people that were infected actually died in the consequence of the attack, but other interesting things have transpired. We have also a flock of new arrivals that are, or were, yeah, here. They are hanging out here, and the problem with these blokes is that they are not coming with pickaxes, so I ordered them to dig some, but they are unable to. And yeah, with the next full moon, like I said, we have now these wonderful young gentlemen here in our fort. Let's see where people have, oh yeah, there's already combat ensuing. So this is the one guy, this is good old Ridge, this is the other guy. Oh, that one surely didn't, yeah. So, I mean, I could actually really do more about this. The problem is just that this is now a highly infectious disease in the fort, where the people surviving are just making matters worse. And, you know, this is the true horror of a lycanthrope infestation in your fort. You might be able to kill them. You might be able to kill a few of them. But as a matter of fact, every survivor makes matters just worse. So, right now, as grim as it might sound, I don't even try to stop them, as this would make matters worse. So, let's see how things go down in the course of this. So yeah, the next full moon has passed, and we are down 20 or something. Ghosts are starting to rise in the fort. The soldiers are mindlessly still stuck in their training routines, not knowing how to handle these situations. This is truly a very, very sad finale for this place. I really thought that we'd be getting further than that, but on the other hand, I know what I did wrong and when. So yeah. The people injured now, well, I learned two things out of that. First off, never ever again a hospital with open rooms like that. We need to be able to isolate every single injured person in our forts in the future. It is absolutely out of the discussion to do it any different in the future. It's just not possible. We can't do anything else. The other thing is I will install more guard dogs and stuff that sniff out stealthy creatures. I mean, in this scenario, I think I just had the unfathomable bad luck situation of a guest transforming right in the middle of my fort. So yeah, we have to handle for situations like these in the future. Because I was thinking a little bit about what this did to the narrative of this place. People of our fort have founded hillocks out there. This means, you know, there's news coming along from this incident. We are going to be much more xenophobic in season 2 out of these incidents, and it's going to be quite exciting. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit bad for these people because really all I can do now is watch them die and see if the soldiers will be the last survivors. This is basically the only thing left for me to do, as, well, I don't really have the stomach to root these out now, as, like I said, I can't kill them just like that. I would need to check out where they're sleeping and when, and this is just gameplay. I really rather would rip all my hair from my skull, hair by hair, rather than doing this. I accept my defeat when I have been defeated. So for the future fortresses, we're going to make a much better hospital area, because this was step 2 where things went wrong, because everybody injured there could have been isolated like Reg was. But I failed at that task as well. Something to memorize. I mean, in all honesty, it's the very first fortress of mine that's been destroyed by a lycanthrope spawning in the middle of things. And then, in the following of that, having the disease being transported by some outsider too. I just failed to realize this. You know, it's always pretty cool to learn something new, especially with games that you're already playing that long. I was always wondering when it would happen to me the first time, in all honesty, because the lycanthrope destruction of a fort, I've been reading that quite regularly in the Reddit and all the other communities that I've been referring to, so I knew it was only a matter of time. Yeah, well, these haunted halls, my friends. We're going to bury the dead as good as we can before the next full moon comes. I mean, one cool other way to roleplay this would be to reclaim this fort one day in the later stages of this campaign. We'll see about that. For the time being, I'll be playing this episode as if nothing would be wrong with it, and after that, I think we'll have to go for season 2, because this place, well, it's doomed now. It's just doomed. And I don't want that disease to be spreading all over my people. Because, you know, the lycanthropes in here are now at least contained, and they're basically going to kill each other until nobody's left. I think this is the best way of getting the job done for now. Or at least it's the best way for me that I can't think of to deal with. Look at that. Every single flippin' tomb that I assign is being taken. It's a lot of dead dwarfs, friends. So yeah, I mean, I feel as if I am building a pen and paper campaign dungeon, which is filled to the brim with angry dwarven ghosts one day, and probably one or two surviving lycanthropes that are stuck in an endless cycle of transformation and survival out of that. By the way, I want to show you one thing before we opt out of that. So, good old Reg, he might be haggard, but no health problems, no wounds, nothing. Quite quick to heal, agile, and rarely sick. You know what, Reg? We are forgiving you. In the last days of EQUALEDBOARD, I think it would be very, very wrong to close them out. If we let the beasts out, you know, we might as well also embrace our demise and accept that Reg is part of ours, and we don't need to let him die like that. But out of the death of EQUALEDBOARD, a lot of new hillocks have been founded, so the story of EQUALEDBOARD doesn't really end here. Just feel bad about these blokes outside there. I mean, technically I could let out my miners for one last digging trip, but practically I don't dare to, because in all honesty, this is just the risk that somebody will leak out and will not be taken back under control before the next full moon comes. I really don't want to. Right now the situation is contained and it will destroy itself over the course of the time. So the next full moon is almost upon us. Let's see how many lycanthropes will spawn this time. Including Reg, of course. I just found that if we go down like that, you know, we might as well just let our friend here enjoy his last days like this. I bet he will lose his life. There we go. It's only 6 weird pandas. Somebody has already been found dead. Oh yeah. So, who was that? Like I said, Reg is already no longer among us. There, the panda is rampaging through the through the hospital. Death count is quite high. So I'm really curious to see how many of them will be infected the next time. Basically, the interesting question that arises for me is, will we eventually reach a point where it'll hit equilibrium? Nah. I think now we are royally doomed. I think this is now the point of no return. 13 people injured, so that means we totally have not only an overstrain on our hospital, we also have 13 people turning into were-pandas, plus the ones that hadn't been killed the last time. So this should be the nail in the coffin of this place. We're basically only managing our own burial here. But I think this is a very dwarfish thing to do, being stubborn to the very end, and just fighting back until our very last step. I like that. I really like that. Although I think it's quite sad to see all these dead people around this unfinished thing. This whole place is unfinished. I love it. This is... You might find that weird if you want to, but I don't. I really think this has a... how to put it? Gloomy romantic to it. But I mean, it's when this is releasing, Halloween is just around the corner, or has been around the corner if I remember correctly my release schedule, so yeah, it kind of makes sense, you know. Just feel still a little bit bad about all this. But yeah, that's that, my men. I'm gonna fast forward now to the next outbreak, because this is where things will really, really escalate hard. See you there. So it's only a bit more time until the next full moon rises. I've been stoically building more sarcophagi. And what I also did was I sent the topsiders away to the hillocks so they can survive and tell the news. Because, you know, I will be handling this as roleplay as I can, which means, you know, this is something that has impact on this culture. You know, not only do we know that we have fallen to the were panda plague, we also know that the disease came from a human. So, you know, this will spark some interests of our war targets in the future, because, you know, there were a few here to live to tell the tale. There were a few here to see what has happened. And, you know, we only have 3 people transforming into werepandas. That's pretty amazing. So, but the Countess herself is now one of them, which is in itself quite the tragedy. So currently the pandas are only rampaging through the hospital now. Yeah. So let's follow the Countess, shall we? Because, you know, that's always the most interesting thing. Here we go. So she's seriously injured, but she still wants more. So, obviously she fell. Cadol Whale Judges is now taking that place, but yeah. This is the last of these incidents that I will be documenting. From this point on, you see, it will be going on like that until only a few fighters are left. We will do one thing together here. We will abandon this fortress to ruin. We can reclaim it. Probably we will reclaim it. But for the time being, this is the end of EQUALEDBOARD. And I gotta say, losing is fun. Alright? I've had a blast with this one, and I hope so did you. We're going to continue with Season 2, and I hope it'll be at least as much fun as this one. Maybe a little bit less of the lethal fun, but we'll see about that. Drop me your comments down below. Can't wait to see you in Season 2 as well. A like, a subscribe would be appreciated. Check out the description box, plenty of other material there. And yeah, see you all in the next season. Goodbye.